What's up, guys? I'm here with Duke, Butterfingers Duke, and he's from representing wide receiver on Team Shame Wizards. What's up, Mike?
What's up, my dudes?
Not your best one.
Yeah, no, I told you, I gotta prep these things. No practice.
Anyway, so I spoke to your team captain earlier in the week, and he did mention that you guys have a WhatsApp chat, and you didn't. He told me you didn't speak much about plays, but he said there is somewhat of a playbook forming. When looking at your playbook, did you flip to the last page to see the spoilers?
I got them all, baby. I know everything now. I know
Now,
the final play of the end of the game. That's it. I'm ready to go.
So some reporters have been asking me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how ticklish are you?
That's about a 7.
Now, what is your relationship, physical, spiritual, or emotional, with the actual football? And how do you feel that on Mazza Bowl day you can improve on that?
So, the football and I went out a few times, actually. This is third time. We're on and off. It's a little complicated. We had some good times, good relationships. Sometimes didn't work out. But, I kind of look forward to this one. I feel like we both changed a little. And this time I think it'll work out.
Do you feel that the nickname Butterfingers that was given to you, do you feel it's justified? Are you out to prove something come Mazza Bowl?
Well, I don't know who gave me that nickname, but it's definitely true. It's definitely true. I like eating Butterfingers, and it makes my fingers very buttery. And sometimes I don't catch the ball, but sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a good thing. You get less guarded, and it gives you an opportunity to change things.
I got it. Now, Stone Cold or The Rock?
The Rock, come on.
Triple H or Undertaker?
Ooh, Undertaker.
Now, come Sunday, will you be wearing any superstitious garbs or articles of clothing?
I cannot share that with you. That is, I'm going to have to plead the fifth on this one.
Who do you see will be the most prepared player on the field come Sunday morning?
Is that from both teams or just mine?
From both teams.
I think it has to be Nemo. Nemo has something to prove. And now that he's finally on the top of the Mazza boards, I think he wants to take the Triple Crown and not just win the whole league, but also take the Mazza Bowl. I don't know what the third thing is, but something.
Oh, we'll make something up eventually.
Yeah, we'll make something up.
Now,
but yeah, Nemo has definitely something to prove. He's making a change in Mazza.
As a kid or throughout your sports life, be it watching, playing, anything, do you have a sports hero and why?
I'm going to go with Ken Griffey Jr. He just made the game fun. Obviously, he was great, but aside from that, it was just fun to watch him. He made you enjoy the sport as a whole. And just a great dude.
Now, in the most iconic moments in sports, if we go back, you have the John McEnroe call. You have even politically, where you have even the greatest players admit to their faults. If we rewind for a minute and go back to Mazza Bowl 1, where we have footage where you were clearly out, will you go on the record right now and admit that you were out?
I will not, because I was not out. As per the game, we played the entire game in a certain way, and there were touchdowns on both ends that were in the same position or further that were called touchdowns. And the problem was that you guys didn't make a clear out of bounds, first of all. especially on the other end, which changed everything on the end that it was scored on. Aside from that, I was inbounds, and I don't know why people like harping on it, but I was inbounds, so touchdown. Not to mention, I did offer to play it over anyways, and the other team said, "Screw it, we already lost, and we got crushed. We don't want to play anymore." So the offer was out, even though I scored legally. The offer was out to play again, and they didn't want to do it, so that's up to them. I have no shame.
Now, this is one question that might seem a little peculiar, but it's obviously very important for Mazza. Who would you rather see in a golden thong? Your mom or Moshe?
Oh, God, you're terrible. I'm going to have to pick Moshe, though, because that's just wrong. Can't put moms in there. That's not cool.
Now, this question is specifically picked out for non-captains. Aside from your WhatsApp group, has your captain reached out to you specifically to let you know, hey, Duke, this is how impactful...
I lost you there. Start over? You went mute for a second.
Okay, so aside from your WhatsApp chat that you have with the group, has your captain reached out to you specifically to let you know how impactful you, Michael Dweck, and how important you would be for this football game on Sunday?
We've had some conversations. I'm not going to share the details, but we definitely have some private conversations about Mazza Bowl, and we definitely have some plans.
Who is your most inspiring person on the opposing team, and who is the most annoying person on your opposing team?
Just name me your team quickly.
The team is Nemo, me, Alsav, Sharari, and Ezra. And there's one more I might be missing that's maybe drawing a blank. And Dagmy.
Okay. Most inspiring is definitely Ezra. That SVP Mazza Bowl was one of the greatest. He was super impressive, and for a guy who's had pretty much no action in other games, not just Mazza Bowls, but in general football games, to see him step up like that, makes you believe, makes you think anyone can do anything. As for most annoying, this is really just Mazza related and not personal at all, but I'm going to go with Sharari. He just knows how to get under people's skin.
And it's very fair to say. That is very fair to say. In elementary school, when we had gym class, where would you say, when the game was, let's say, dodgeball or mahanaim or something, where would you say you were drafted, and do you feel that was justified? And if the draft was remade today, where do you feel your position would be any different?
For that game, I will say, well, actually, yeah, no, it was definitely towards the end. I wasn't last, but I was towards the end. It was pretty justified, especially at the time. Not because I couldn't, not because I wasn't good, just because I was small, and, yeah, I'm still small. But I think I'd kind of still be on the bottom, but a little higher than I was today.
Now,
there are a lot of shitty players out there.
I hear that. Now, if you were to pick, and I know this is putting you on the spot, and it's a very, very important question.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to pick, if we were to have walk-up songs, what would be Michael Dweck's walk-up song?
Wow. That is a great question. I'm going to have to think about this.
You don't have time to think. I need an answer now.
I'm going to go with Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
What a great choice. Give me one word that describes you.
One word. In what way, though? Specifically for Mazza or in general?
In everything. One word that describes Michael Dweck.
Loyal.
That is definitely a true word. And mind everybody that all the questions were very spontaneous on all the callers. Duke was actually the only person to ask whether he will get the questions prior, and I told him no, nobody will get the questions prior. As you all know, if you're listening to this, that means all interviews were already made. But a lot of great answers from all of you. Duke, give me a strength and a weakness
Of myself or the team?
of you.
Well, weakness we already spoke about. Definitely have those butterfingers. Drop some balls. But strength is I don't give up. I don't care if we're down. I don't care if we're up. We don't, we don't hold back. We put our all, and until that final whistle goes down, that's it. We're in it to win it.
If you had to murder somebody, would you pick a gun or a knife?
Knife would be a little too brutal for me. I think I would go gun.
Less gruesome.
Yeah.
We hired an amateur photographer, a videographer this year to tape Mazza Bowl. Do you feel that this will change your gameplay at all?
Absolutely not. I think we've had videos for pretty much all our games. Sometimes it was more planned, sometimes it was random. The videos are great, and definitely doesn't affect the game itself. It just adds a lot of fun for the post-game.
Our chief communications officer is reaching out to some celebrities to possibly perform at our halftime show. Do you have any suggestions on who we should reach out to?
How high-level celebrity we talking here?
We've reached out to Justin Timberlake. We've reached out to a few top-ranking guys in the A celebrity list.
I want Larry David for a comedy show.
You know what? You're not the only person to mention that Mazza Bowl halftime shows. And he even said, I spoke to Nemo earlier, and he even said that he feels that even Super Bowl's halftime shows should be comedies and could add a little comedy in there as well. So
I would love it. I don't necessarily need music. I know that's the standard, but Larry David would be a great relief at halftime during an intense game.
Now we're hitting the 12-minute mark, which is where I'd like to cut off most of all, if not all, interviews. We're gonna end it off with this last question. Would you or can you give a prediction to the game?
I think the matchups are pretty even actually. There's definitely a big difference in strengths and weaknesses, but overall, I would say defensively, I think we have the edge. Offensively is going to be interesting. I've actually never seen Stan as a quarterback, and Nemo has had tendencies to go fencing, but he definitely has skills. So offensively is going to be a harder question to answer. I'm going to go with a pretty tight game. I'm assuming it's going to be to 7, but it would be adjusted based on that. I'm going to go with 7-5 us.
7-5. We're probably going to do the 6-point touchdowns and going for 1 and 2.
Okay. So yeah, it'll adjust it for whatever 7-5 would be.
So you like a close game?
I think it's a close game.
Mikey, thanks for the time. Any last parting words?
No, I'm just a little disappointed that I didn't get a little prepped for Big Mouth impersonations, especially because my